Hello, YouTube. Um, Welcome, Sagittarius. We're having a Mercury retrograde. I'm a Virgo. It affects me. A lot of delays happening, but there's a lot of things happening in the sky. So I'm just going to check things out. This is labeled the retrograde, but if you've been here before, you know that my guides don't really care about, um, whatever. I try to do them for the week or whatever, and Spirit brings out this information that is sometimes the past 3 months, sometimes the last year, sometimes the next month coming up, or they talk about whatever they're going to talk about. So, um, if you like what you hear or see, whatever, click like, subscribe, share, all of that. Leave comments, hopefully positive ones. Let me know how things are working out in your life, how this reading, um, you know, corresponds to your life somehow or another. So this is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Um, so they say that like your sun sign is how other people see you. The rising sign is how you see the world. Your moon sign is related more so connected to your home, um, things like that. So feel free your if you know your chart, feel free to look at other aspects and see what's happening with those things. So let's see what's happening with Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. We invite our guides in for the collective as well as myself to bring in clear information for all the Sagittarians watching this. Or the Sagittarians that people know that they may want to share with. So all of that. Sagittarius, organizing delivers messages and bring the messages through clearly for them. Okay. So there's a lot of chaos. This is all about sorting things out in your life. Um, it's about sorting out your priorities. It is fire, right? So sorting out your dreams, right? There could be a lot of chaos that is coming out. Um, you could have information about the chaos in your life coming out through your dream times, but this is a time period to be trusting your instincts, seeing what's going on, because it can be a lot of chaos that's going on around you, right? People being crazy around you. Sometimes the Five of Wands shows up like the energy in a bar, right? And but yeah, so it's a lot of that kind of stuff going on. So trust your instincts in order to be able to see your way through. Right. Six of Cups, things related to the past. Three of Swords, the sorrow, usually sorrow due to lack of communication. Three of Swords for me is also the card that I use for Mercury retrograde, because Mercury retrograde is about miscommunication. It is about needing to dot your I's, cross your T's, things like that, right? So during this retrograde, there could very well be people coming up from your past that you're trying to sort things out with, right? Trust your instincts related to these people, right? Um, because this card ultimately does mean um sorrow. It can be connected to, some sort of like separation, right? Not seeing eye to eye somehow or another, whatever, right? So if that's like something that happened before, right, there's a reason why they are in your past, out of your life, something like that. So if they're coming back and around, they're only coming in for you to be clear emotionally. The moon card here, right? Um, they're only coming in to confirm your psychic ability, right? They're chaotic, right? Clarity. Clarity, they can come in order to create healing, right? Whether you are helping to heal them, whether they're helping to heal you. Just because there is healing, right, does not mean that these people are meant to stay in your life, right? There's chaos there, right? And you don't need chaos in your life right now, Sagittarius. So, yeah, trust your heart, right? Three of Swords is an imbalance between your head and your heart, right? So get those two things in line, right? And then your speaking will become clear, and then you'll be able to convey the right message, right? You will receive the right message, therefore you will be able to convey the right message. Right? See, there's a lot of stress running around here. Chariot card um, is about moving forward, right? Getting out of Dodge, walking away from things that no longer serve you, right? From the past. There's a reason why you walked away from these people. Like I said before, right? Some sort of like emotional thing. Um, so with the Page of Cups sitting here, um, this could have been somebody from your childhood, right? It could very well be somebody that you were hanging out with, being chaotic, rowdy kind of deal, whatever, being immature, right? Because it's a page, right? So somebody who is like youthful, right? And now you're working on things growing up, being clear about where it is that you're going in your life. So there's all of that. Um, but with this card here being about, you're moving forward here, moving away from things that no longer serve you. Right? You could very well be having an emotional renewal for yourself as well, right? Reflecting on your youthful days, stuff like that. And, now you want to have fun, but maybe the fun that you're having is different, right? The Ace of Pentacles, new financial beginnings. All right. This is taking on a decidedly different tone. All right. So the Ace of Pentacles is a card that can be connected to, when it shows up around relationships, it would represent a marriage because it's the kind that represents the ring, right? But it's also, the Ace of Pentacles also represents a new job. So if you have started a new job recently, right, there can definitely be a lot of chaos around that, right? You got to sort out things. Who am I hanging out with, right? Who are the people that you got to watch out for? Who are the rowdy ones, right? There's a lot of stress connected to new jobs, right? You're manifesting things, trusting your instincts here, right? Because the Eight of Cups here, right? Empress, Empress, the chariot cut here, right? It's like this to me, if I'm looking at this in terms of your job, right? You have stepped your game up, right? Whether you went to school for something and now you're in a different job, right? Um, you're in a higher vibrational job, right? Now, I'm not saying that there's something wrong with McDonald's or Burger King, whatever like that, right? But like if that like say you started out at that job, right? And now you're in more of a professional sort of a thing, right? Suit and tie kind of deal, right? Like something like that, something you got a degree to get into, right? And you can get a degree and work as a manager in at McDonald's, stuff like that, right? So there's things, right? But the point is, let's not get caught up on things, right? You know what I'm trying to say. So you're in a lower paying job, a more rowdy kind of thing, something you weren't really serious about, something that was just kind of, something that was kind of getting you like living week to week, right? Paycheck, paycheck, right? But now you're in a better paying job, more substantial, right? So now you have to be more professional in your job. I mean, so it has that kind of vibe to it, is what this feels like, right? So you're able to be more creative. You're able to trust your instincts more, right? Your instincts were able to get you to this place, right? Queen of Swords says to be clear about what it is that you're doing. Um, it could be a very strong, like female energy being in charge here. And it may feel like you have to walk on eggshells around this person, right? Trying to impress somebody, right? And Queen of Swords is connected to Athena, right? So this is somebody this is a card that would suggest strategy. You having to be strategic about what it is that you're doing in this place, what is it that you have to do. It feels like it's something where you studied a lot um in order to be able to get this job, and now like, okay, what do I have to do? All this kind of stuff. And like it feels like things are going to work out, right? Because you're going from the Page of Cups to Knight of Cups, right? So there is a growing up process that is happening here, right? And being able to move forward, you're going through some sort of an emotional change here. Um, but you see, this is the Knight of Cups, right? And he's on his horse. Horses represent movement, right? So, but he's going over this water here, right? And I never really looked at the um horse's hoof being up, right? So it feels to me like, you're sitting here trying to be confident and moving forward, yet there's some sort of trepidation, right? An emotional trepidation going on around here. Um, but you're sitting here juggling things around where you want to go, like financially, trying to sort out like, okay, what did I get myself into here? Can I really handle this? Right. Especially if you started this under the retrograde, right? Or now that we're under that, you may have started before, now that we're under the retrograde, um, be like, oh, did I make the right choice or whatever, right? So, because you do have the Two of Pentacles here, right? So there's a lot of juggling things going back and forth here. Still trying to juggle your money, work things out like financially, right? Like, okay, I have this extra money now. So where am I putting it? What am I doing with it? Right? Do I do like, do I invest it somehow or another? Um, so it's like you're gaining clarity here around what you're doing with your money, finances, and being responsible, right? And maybe you got to talk to somebody, right? Maybe that's who because the Queen of Swords is somebody that can be very strong, like businesswoman. Um, Whoever she is, she's somebody who is important in your life, right? In in the Crowley deck, they show her holding somebody's head, like an old person, an old person's head. And so what that represents, sorry, somebody's sending me a text message showing up on my laptop here. There's a reason why I shut my phone off. And so that card in this deck, it represents, here we are. So in this deck, this represents cutting out the old, right? Getting rid of things. It's another card that represents things that no longer serve you, right? The the head represents things that the head represents you know, past behaviors, past actions, past you know, things that you're done with, basically. And so, you know, she's sitting here being very clear, intellectual, and being clear about where she's going and what it is that she's doing. So that's what this is all about. So yeah. Mm, I also want to say that this is not really the place where you want to, you know, kind of BS your way to get to the top, you know. All right, I'm just going to say this is not the place where you want to be kissing somebody's ass in order to get to the top, right? That is not going to work here. That may have worked someplace else, but that's not working in this particular scenario, right? This is something where hard work is going to pay off, right? It's like, you know, it's that expression I'm hearing it in my head about, you know, you need to have receipts, right? If you're saying that you're able to do this and do that, whatever, right? It's like, show them that you can do this, right? Don't just say it and then try to bluff your way through. This is not that place. You're not going to be able to do that, right? You're sitting here trying to move forward and really like raise the vibration of your life. And so there's new work opportunities here. There's new things. You're manifesting something really good in your life, right? And you're still sitting here like this is the past, this is the future, this is kind of where you're at, right? So if this is where you're at, the Queen of Swords says that, yeah, you're walking away from people in your past, things that no longer serve you. Queen of Swords sitting on top will say, be clear about what it is that you're doing. Yeah, cut through all the crap. So because it feels to me like there was some like the you have the Empress cut here, you have the Queen of Swords here, right? So to me, it feels like there has been a strong like female presence that has been able to help you to be able to get where it is that you're at. Whether this is somebody that has passed over that's coming through your dream time, whether it's like somebody who kind of pushed you along, somebody who gave you, somebody who was a mentor in your past, and like, you know, you followed their advice a lot. Um, because I don't necessarily see this person as necessarily being in your life now, but it feels like you were around them before, right? So it could very well be somebody that you had a difficult relationship with, but you know, very chaotic kind of relationship, but you learned a lot through that, right? And now you're finding out that whatever it is that they said is now having meaning in your life. So that's what that kind of, that's the way the spirit is bringing this through for me. So, yeah. So bottom of the deck says like the Seven of Pentacles, which is a card that represents the fear of failure, right? And it's got its ruled by Saturn. So again, Saturn is about longevity, right? Saturn is about structure, right? And so this is about you changing the structure of your life through your money, finances, through Spirit says through character building. It's kind of like what it is that I've been getting with this whole thing. Um, it's a 7, right? So it's connected to the Chariot. So it is about a movement cycle, right? Change in structure in order to be able to move forward. So there are a lot of positive things that can happen with this job, right? I don't think that you're seeing everything yet. You do have the Three of Swords here, right? So miscommunication, things like that. So I don't necessarily get it as lying, right? But people, you may have been hired for one thing, or so they told you, right? But there could be another reason why somebody is hiring you, right? But you do have the sun there. So it does represent that there will become like more clarity as you're going forward. Knight of Pentacles, Taurus, stubborn, like keep moving yourself forward, slow and steady wins the race, kind of thing. Um, I feel like this is something where there are a lot of opportunities that are being presented to you, right? Not necessarily now, but like I want to say over the course of the next like 6 months or so. And it may be 6 months from your birthday. So Sagittarius is the end of November to the end of December, right? So it could very well be by June, which kind of plays out because you do have the sun card, which would put us into the summer. I mean, like I said earlier, spirit doesn't care about like what I want to talk about. They don't care if it's like, oh, this reading is for this week. They don't care about that. They're gonna come through and they're gonna tell you what you need to hear for your reading, for your life. And so it's like have faith, right? Because the sun is here, right? Better things are coming down the road. You know, the chaos, the stress, all this stuff that's sitting in the past, right? So you shouldn't be dealing with shady people. I'm looking at this thing around like you may know people who know people, right? And like shady activity going on, stuff like that, right? There's like a lot of money coming through here somehow, right? Through like job opportunities, through like on the job training. This is a place where there could very well be like, I don't know if the Hierophant card is going to show up or, you know, you do have the Knight of Pentacles here. The Knight of Pentacles can represent education, you know, because when he shows up here connected to education, you know, he's looking here for his money. So it's a Page of Pentacles that I was thinking of. But it doesn't matter. If I'm getting the message, it still applies. Because the way that I was getting the information, I was looking to see how it was playing out in the cards, but I was getting this message about this is a place that could very well end up like either paying for education If you went to school, maybe they can help you to pay off student loans, or, because because they're gonna give you money to pay off student loans, or it could be that you now have more money to be able to pay off student loans, right? But I'm getting this thing about them paying for school somehow, right? So it could be that you want to go to school in order to get a different promotion at this job, right? But it's like, because there can be a lot of education that's coming through this job somehow or another, because you're coming in and it feels like, and it feels sort of like entry level kind of thing, but it's a good job, but it's entry level. So it's like, you can go up. So, because you're manifesting a lot of good things here. So, all right, what else is happening here? See, Queen of Pentacles. This brings us into like September time period, and they have the Ace of Pentacles, so that also brings up the next Earth sign, which would be Virgo, which is the next Earth sign, right? Here's the Hierophant card here, education, teacher, right? Could be education that starts in September, right? So you may end up you could very well end up like leaving someplace. Again, you have the Page of Cups twice, right? Ten of Pentacles, money, finances, financial security. This is the best money card of the deck. Knight of Cups twice. This is worry about money and finances. Three of Swords twice. This is like home. Taking problems to bed with you at night. All right. So again, there's resources being presented here for education, right? You may very well be concerned, money, like the other Five of Pentacles here, which is like worry about money, finances, things like that, right? Worry about school education, right? But there's resources here, right, for you, right? Um, there's like trust issues about how things are going to work. This is where you're coming from. Again, this is where you're at, where you're heading to, right? So there's concern here about your money, finances connected to school education, concerns around your resources, right? But this is about having faith, right? There's some choices that have to get made here, right? But there's stability here, right? You may have to be making changes around your home, right? Like separation, right? So you may very well have to make a change around where it is that you live in order to get a different job, right? The like I don't know where the devil card is, right? But the devil card is a lot about limitations and restrictions. So where you're at, it feels to me like you could very well be coming from a place where there has been limitations and restrictions, right? Oh, I really want this job, right? Um, but where you may be traveling to go to school, and because you're traveling to go to school, you're going to be in a different place, and so there can be an amazing job that shows up there, right? Or somehow or another, it feels like there can be, um, it feels to me like there can be travel connected to a job. So, and it could very well be if you're go to work at this company, right? The parent company could be someplace else, right? And you're starting out at this company, but you could very well end up at the parent company. So that would require you to move. Because whatever this is, right, the sky's the limit with this. It really is. It's like you're gonna have to kind of this. I'm just gonna tell you, right, that you're gonna have to get out of your own way, right? Because the Two of Swords does represent trust issues, right? The Three of Swords is again the retrograde, right? But it is an imbalance between your head and your heart. Heart saying one thing, head saying another, right? Heart saying to go, head saying say like like, oh, I don't trust this, I don't trust that, it's demon, blah blah blah, whatever. Things not gonna work out, right? Nine of Swords, taking problems to bed with you at night. Like, oh, I really want this money. I don't know how this is gonna happen, right? Well, it's being presented to you. right? Trust your instincts, right? Trust your dreams. Your dreams are being the dream. Your dreams are leading you to a different place. Your instincts are leading you to a different place. See, because I use some people use the Four of Wands for like a completion, right? And there are some decks that actually call it completion, right? Four is a number of stability, right? But to me, this kind of represents a change in your home, right? And especially with the Ten of Pentacles, it would be related to buying a home because the Ten of Pentacles is connected to real estate. Um, um, what do you call it? Inheritances, things like that. How you're going to make your mark on the world, stuff like that, right? So if you get in this house, it could be something that is more um, like a legacy home kind of thing, something that you can leave to your kids someday, stuff like that, like one of those kinds of things. But status house is what I hear in my head, something like that, right? Right, and you're sitting here like being young, but then you end up with this house. It's like, oh, how am I going to pay for it? Right, well, it's there, right? It's happening for you, right? But you're going to have to get out of your own way, right? Leave behind the thug life. I didn't, I didn't choose the thug life. Thug life chose me, right? Like you're going to have to get out of your own way, right? You're going to have to make some big boy decisions, big girl decisions, right? You're going to have to leave behind some things in order for this thing to happen. So just tell me again, Eight of Cups, walking away from the things that no longer serve you. Queen of Wands, owning your power, right? This guy is Sagittarius, right? It's Aries, Sag, Leo, right? But it is about owning your own power, right? That's why she has a wand, right? When you see people in the tarot with wands, it's about their power. It's about their ability to control things, right? It's got the sunflower here. It's all about life, right? Trying to hold on to your money, right? Four of Pentacles is a card that does have to do with um, trying to hold on to your money, right? It could very well be some sort of a New York connection here. There's a New York skyline in the background, right? So sometimes this is a card that can be related to making changes in the home, but more about like furniture, moving furniture, like changing curtains, things like that. It can be connected to construction is the way it's shown up for me before, right? So if you have this like Four of Wands here with this, it could be a fixer-upper type home, right? But this to me would say that you've like saved some money, right? And now you're moving forward. Right? And see, you have the Four of Swords over here. So it tells me a couple of things, right? And because this is a general reading, I'm going to just talk about different scenarios that this could be about for, for some of you it's this thing, for some of you it's this thing. So you've been working like very hard, right? To get things going, like, just a lot of like pinching pennies and stuff, trying to like save every nickel and dime, right? And find a way to go to school, right? And got this job, and now you're in here, right? What am I going to do? And now you're at this place. It feels like you've kind of made it, right? And so now you're in this place, and the Four of Swords would say you can take a time out, right? Kind of like meditate, kind of rest a little bit to be able to move forward, right? But it's like you're moving forward into a place where you can relax, right? But the Four of Swords ultimately is this card that says, like, take time out, meditate, things being on hold the next 4 weeks, right? So you could be going to start something new, but maybe it's going to take a little bit of time to get there because of the retrograde, right? Because of the chaos that's happening here because of the retrograde, right? So you may have to wait until after the retrograde is over. Usually the Four of Swords would represent like 4 weeks. Um, but it could very well be some of the weeks of the retrograde, right? So it may be coming in sooner. But with this Six of Swords here, it can talk about over the course of the next 6 weeks moving forward, right? But we're in August. The Six of Swords usually implies a period of 6 weeks, 6 months, like June time period, right? And you may have been waiting to move forward since June time period, right? That may have been the time period where things have been on hold. Sometimes I see cards over here that are connected to the past, right? These things have had to take place in order for you to be able to make this move here. So, things may have been on hold since June time period, and now they're starting to move forward, right? As we're moving into September, things are starting to move forward here. It's just, hold on to your dreams. It's all about holding on to things. In the other Crowley deck, this card is about power. It's ruled by Capricorn time period. Capricorn is practical, right? So in that card, this shows a fortress, right? And the drawbridge is down. So sometimes you have to spend money in order to make money, right? And you have to let a little bit of money out, right? So, because this guy here, right, it shows him kind of holding on to his money very tightly, right? Very tightly, mind you, right? So again, this is something where you're going to have to get out of your own way, right? So you can't hold on to your money and move forward, right? Like if this is going to be something that you have to change your home somehow or another, right? It's like you can't stay where you are and move forward too. You're gonna have to take some sort of a chance. This is why you have this trust issue here. This is why you have Three of Swords down here. Make up your mind, right? Are you gonna have your trust issues? You're gonna have faith. What are you gonna do? Right? Are you gonna have your trust issues or are you gonna talk to somebody? Three of Swords, sort of lack of communication, right? Lack of communication. You're not talking to somebody, right? So talk to somebody who actually knows something, right? Not somebody from the hood, right? No, not one of your friends who are gonna just tell you what you want to hear, right? Talk to somebody who actually knows something about something that's going to help you to get to be where the universe is trying to bring you, right? Because this does feel a bit chaotic to me, but it's chaotic because it feels like you're used to being in chaos and now you're trying to get out of the chaos. This feels a lot like ascension to me is what it feels like, right? You're used to all of this like work hard, work hard, work hard, work hard, work hard, work hard, right? And you've done all this work, right, in order to manifest something better for yourself. So that means that if you have ascended, right, you're no longer connected to the chaos. You're no longer connected to all this like drama, all this kind of like I gotta get over on somebody, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, right? Like you're ascending. And if you're ascending, that means you're on a higher plane. That means there's less chaos up here. That means that like you can talk to people about helping you to get to be where you want to be, right? You can like negotiate, right? Who knew? Right? You can talk to people about, okay, if I want to do this, how do I get there? Right? If there's this company over here that you want to get with, right? You're in this part of the company or that part of the company, right? You can talk to somebody and be like, okay, I'm here, but I want to get there. Is there a path for me to get from here to there? You can have a conversation about it, right? You may not have been able to have a conversation about that before. So now you can. So we're gonna just pull a couple of like last minute cards here and see. Three of Pentacles at the bottom of that deck, the card that has to do with negotiation, card about your creativity, classes, training programs, things like that, right? Again, another card about school, card about building things towards success. Card about make, Period says it's a card about make sure that you have a portfolio. I don't know what that means for you. Let me know in the comments. See, financial success. This is about things happening behind the scenes for you. This is the Four of Pentacles that I was talking about. Right? Can see there's a drawbridge here, right? Power. Can see the Sun in Capricorn, right? This is the Sun in Capricorn. So by the time you get to the Sun in Capricorn, shortly after your birthday, right? Probably 6 weeks after your birthday, within 6 weeks after your birthday, right? You're going to be in a different place, right? Um, so again, power. This is about building a new foundation around your life, right? People in spirit are trying to help you to do that. Communication, things happening swiftly by the time we get into Capricorn time period. Right now, there's been a lot of interference, but the Eight of Swords also talks about the Eight of Swords also talks about making decisions that overwhelm you, right? You're trying to get into power, right? Um, it's people who try to control things, right? That create stress, that create interference, right? Thinking too much about the stress. You're starting a new cycle around here. This is your birthday. Again, Four of Swords is a truce, right? This card represents a truce in this deck. It's truce, right? So it's like trying to have a contract. It's interesting because all of these are fours. Fours are a number of stability. We have the big fours, what I call it, the Emperor, right? Four of Pentacles, Four of Swords. This is Leo time period. This is where we are now, right? So there can be a lot of stress during Leo time period, but you're moving forward. We're moving out of Leo time period, right? Either now or the next couple of days. This is like August 20th. So things are going to start moving quickly. When things are trying to let go, Sagittarius, when things are trying to leave your life, let them go. Do not be holding on to things that no longer serve you. Let the drama go. Anybody that is connected to drama in your life, let them go. They're only going to create interference for you, interference in your mind. If you're getting high, stop it. Right? If it's confusing your mind, right? Like stop it, right? Just saying. Anyway, that's what I'm going to tell you about for today. Again, if you like what you hear, click like, subscribe, share. Let me know in the comments what's working for you, what's not working for you, right? How does this play out in your life, right? Anyway, good luck. Thank you for showing up. We'll see you next time.